Your new home for Dallas Cowboys football. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 1250.
They announced the team name yesterday, and by all accounts, the head coach had a lot of influence on the color scheme. It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, AM 1250, and online at sasportstar.com. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, and head coach of your San Antonio Brahmas, Hines Ward, joining us now. Coach, congratulations. Are you getting used to hearing San Antonio Brahmas head coach Hines Ward?
No, not just yet, man. But it's a blessing, man. I'm extremely humble at the opportunity, man. And I'm just super excited for the city of San Antonio. You know, we're kind of like the new kids on the block. Fresh logo, new colors, the rest of the league, some people love us, some people hate us, like, oh, we got great personality, we're athletic, but then some people are like, oh, man, they're young, they don't know what they're talking about, but I love it. I think we, by far, hands down, have the best logo in there.
Well, everybody seems to like it. We've gotten some great reaction, Coach, to the logo. But I got to. How much input, if at all, did you have? Number one on the logo, and then as Jason mentioned a few minutes ago, the color scheme. It looks yellow and black to me. Is that familiar to you?
Very familiar, but it's like a steel gray. It's still gray, yellow, and white. But for me. Of course, the colors resonates with me deeply. But I just think the logo in itself, I mean, for the city of San Antonio, the state of Texas in general, and how much the state loves their football, I just thought it was just a perfect fit for our team, and I'm super excited to be rocking the colors.
Hines Ward, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas of the XFL. They start play in February. He's joining us here on the Blitz. Now, Hines, when you were first announced as the coach and you were in San Antonio, you actually came over to a high school football stadium where we were doing our show ahead of a game, and you kind of mentioned there were some traditions from your NFL days that you were going to try to bring, like the terrible towel. And then I see the color scheme, and we talked then, and, this is cowboy country, and I believe I told you then, I tend to not like teams with yellow pants. Can you tell me, with this uniform scheme, are the Brahmas going to be wearing yellow pants?
I don't think I have yellow pants.
Good.
But,
all right.
Like I said, I mean, I can't let the cat out the bag still. I mean, we still want it to be a surprise, especially to Miss Danny Garcia and Dwayne Johnson. I mean, they put a lot of input into it. This was kind of like, this is their bread and butter here, as far as putting all the color schemes together and stuff. So I can't tell you, though, I just know deep down in my heart, I really think that when they see the logo and they see the uniforms, that all the fans in San Antonio will be super excited, super stoked to come out and cheer on their football team.
Yeah, Hines, I tell you what, and I can kind of hear it in your voice, and I think fans are starting to really come to the understanding that this is real. This is going to happen. Has that happened for you? I mean, are you anxious to get this thing started?
Man, I can't wait. Right now, every day, we're having like staff meetings going over the draft, trying to evaluate all the players now. Now with the trade deadline coming up today, actually, in the NFL, there's a lot of guys that are out there that are still trying to get back into the league, and what we're trying to persuade some of those players, hey, come join the XFL, get an opportunity to play a season, put some good things on tape, and maybe at the end of April of next season, you can get back on another team or any team, because you're basically a free agent, and try your shot then. So you're starting to get a lot of guys looking at the XFL and say, hey, man, that's an opportunity where I can go play and showcase my talents. So you're starting to see a lot of buzz and interest around the league as far as the guys that are trying to get back into the NFL.
And while you're preparing for the draft, you're actually going to be in San Antonio tomorrow. Joe and I are going to be hosting an event with you in the XFL and the San Antonio Brahmas down at the Yard House down at River Center Mall there off of Commerce Street. about 6 o'clock tomorrow. From what I understand, there'll be some gear there, a chance to have fans put down some money for season tickets, which you could do now at XFL.com or do it in person. But you're coming into town, and that was one of the questions that we asked you initially, and yesterday on Twitter and in social media, a lot of people were asking, when will the Brahmas have a presence in San Antonio? And I think it does start tomorrow with this event tomorrow night at the Yard House.
And that's very important, I think, to the league, and especially for me, because I want to have that connection with our city and our team, similar to what we had in Pittsburgh. Right now, we're putting our whole staff together, a whole PR team. I really want to get to know the ins and outs of San Antonio, so we can have a presence in the community. My wife and I, we love going down there, especially during the holidays and being a part of it. So I look forward to going down there, meeting some more great people in San Antonio, and kind of want to be a fixture in the community. Community relations is very big to me, as I've learned that years ago from Mrs. Rooney. That was her thing in Pittsburgh. So we were always a part, the players was always a part of Project Bundle Up, the Salvation Army and things like that, man. So that's something that's very dear to me, and I look forward to meeting some people down there in San Antonio tomorrow evening at the Yard House, man. Super excited to start establishing those relationships and see what more I can do in the city of San Antonio.
Yeah, I think the fans are very excited about that too. Hines, let's talk a little football, because I'm curious, and I know a lot of coaches will say, well, I take a little from this coach or that coach, and the people that you played for during your career and in high school, college, and the whole works. Is there that one coach, though, that is maybe perhaps a little more influential than some of the others?
I've been very blessed to have some great coaches throughout my entire career, football career. But really, Coach Cowher, taking a chance on me, drafting me back in 1998, giving me an opportunity, man, just to learn the game, learn what it takes to be a pro. And the one thing that always stood out to me with him was accountability. Really not making excuses, don't finger point, don't talk about anybody else, or really just focus on what you got to do to help this team become better and help this team win ball games. So that's something that has always stuck to me. I've never wanted to make excuses, and I know I've been very blessed to have been coached and played my entire NFL career with two great coaches, and Mike Tomlin and Hall of Famer coach Bill Cowher. So it's the little things that I've learned and taken from both of those guys that really just resonate and sits home with me, and it's something that I want to instill in my team as well. And it starts with accountability.
And you've also added some nice talent to your coaching staff to this point. Some guys that I'm looking at your coaching staff and wondering how much I know eligibility probably isn't the right word, but you got some guys that might be able to play.
You know what? I tried to make it a diverse group. I wanted to have some former head coaches to help along with my growth, being that this is my first time being a head coach. So I wanted to bounce some ideas off those guys, and everybody's been extremely helpful and supportive, and we're a family, and that's the culture that I really want to try to create amongst our coaches, amongst our team, and with the city of San Antonio. We win together, we lose together, but I really want to go out there and put a great product on the football field. And I know it starts with the coaching staff, having that continuity, being together in such a short time. That's why I thought it was important for us to get down in San Antonio, really visit the Alamo Dome, go down to the Riverwalk and just walk around through the city of San Antonio, being that, our practice time will be spent majority up in Arlington, but our hearts will be down in San Antonio. So we get 5 opportunities to play in the Alamo Dome, and I want our coaching staff and our players to understand who we're playing for, and I think that's key to me. But I've been very blessed, man. I'm super excited. The staff that I've assembled, got some former players, and Joey Porter, Paul Spicer, guys who know what it takes to win championships. I got some OG guys with tons of experience, and Coach Herman and Jaime Elizondo's is my offensive coordinator, man. So just trying to assemble a great staff and really just want to put on a great product and give the fans in San Antonio something to be proud of.
Absolutely. Head coach Hines Ward of your San Antonio Brahmas. He'll be in town tomorrow. Joe and I are going to be with them doing an event with the XFL and the San Antonio Brahmas down at the Yard House at River Center of Commerce tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. It's going to be a lot of fun. One thing that you might get, Coach, so you got to prepare a little bit of an answer here. I'm going to help you out. See, what I love about the name Brahmas is I don't believe there's any other pro sports team with that nickname, but we do have a local high school here, and that is their nickname, the MacArthur Brahmas. But half the people call them Brahmas. Half the people call them Brahmas.
What is the correct?
Whatever you say.
Well, see, that's the thing.
It's Brahmas.
I'm not sure what the
I'm
Rock.
gonna go with Brahmas.
Brahma. See, is that? I think that's what the Rock called him, the Brahma, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
seriously,
yeah.
Coach, you will hear the MacArthur Brahmas from time to time.
Brahmas.
You will hear that from time to time.
And I promise you, on all the TV and radio broadcasts of the game, you're going to have announcers. Half the time you're going to be a Brahma, half the time you're going to be a Brahma. So you need to figure out which one you're going with and stay with it, and then defend that one to the death.
Well, I'm gonna go with Brahmas. How about that?
All right.
Brahma. I'm gonna go with Brahma.
Fair enough.
Brahma. Good deal. Head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, Hines Ward, Super Bowl MVP. Always appreciate it. Looking forward to tomorrow night.
Anytime, guys. Look forward to it.
Appreciate it. Hines Ward.